One thing we all know is that AI is here. What a lot of us don't know is, as a leader and as a manager, how do I become one of the winners in this really important time? That's what we're going to talk about next.
Welcome to Leadership Mindset 2.0. Practical neuroscience and psychology to transform you from a tactical doer into a strategic leader. Here is your host, former social entrepreneur of the year and coach to some of the world's top executives, R. Michael Anderson.
Recently, I've been working with teams and organizations on their AI and leadership readiness. And last week, I was at a board of directors facilitating one of these conversations. And what I had them do is I had them rate themselves on their personal AI adoption from 0 to 10. So how well are they adapting to AI? And then separately, I had them rate how important AI is to the future of their company from 0 to 10. I wish this was a video podcast because I could show you the results. But grouped down at the bottom were the pink Post-it notes where they rated themselves. Yet on the top, between the 5 and 10, was where they knew the organization needed to be. And there was a stark contrast between where they knew the future of the organization was and where they are themselves. Now, you sitting there listening to this, I know you know AI is important. I know you know AI is really, really important. And I know you've probably read some articles, maybe done some little ChatGPT trainings, whatever that is. But the question is, what do you truly need to do? What do you truly need to adapt with your mindset, with your team and your organization to truly be successful in this time of massive change and massive opportunity? Well, that is exactly what we're going to be digging into, not only on this episode, but on the next few episodes. And if you follow me on social media, we got a ton of stuff coming out for you. Because look, every time there's a big change in leadership, my clients ask me, what do they need to do? And I've done that before with some really deep mindset studies. When we were coming out of COVID, me and Dr. Nick Quinn from the University of Glasgow, we did a meta-analysis to help organizations how to be successful when they're coming out of COVID. 2 years ago, I did a big study and I released that as a white paper, an infographic, and an executive briefing on AI. But you know what? It's changed. And I've redone some of the studies and the meta-analyses, and that's what I'm doing for my clients, and that's what I'm doing for you here now, is giving you all this information. And look, I got a lot to give you, so we're going to jump into this. First is, I want to talk about, and this podcast is just giving you an overview of where things are at. And in the future podcasts, we're going to get deeper and be more specific about what you can do, what your organization can do, what your team can do. Now, the issue is you're reading all this stuff about AI, but honestly, AI is a mess right now. And we're recording this in May of 2026. Because when you look at the statistics, and here's the thing about these statistics, here's the thing about the case studies, they're coming fast and furious. So the statistics from 2025 are coming out. We got a little bit from 2026, but you got to be careful because a lot of these are small sample sizes because AI is so new and it's changing so quickly. But what they found out in July of 2025, this is MIT's research study, is that 95% of AI pilots have no measurable P&L impact. And we can look at these statistics from a couple different standpoints. And I'm going to be throwing a couple statistics at you, but I want you to understand what the numbers and data are saying, because there's a lot of stories out there. But in this case, it's important because I think statistics are going to tell an important story, because 79% of executives report productivity gains of AI, but less than 30% can measure any financial impact. It's like we don't even know where we're succeeding or failing with AI. Now, this is happening all over the place. And the reason is, to get right down to it, is because people are so infatuated with the software, with the technology, with the tools, they're forgetting about the people and the processes. Now, I spent my previous career before doing what I'm doing now is in what's called ERP, accounting, manufacturing, distribution systems. And so we did large-scale enterprise implementations. I did it for 25 years. And if you've been through an accounting or ERP implementation, you know that the tools are the tools, but it all comes down really to the people, the processes, the change management, the project management, the product management. It's not that different with AI. The issue is, and if there is a key statistic from this podcast that I want you to come away with, it's that 93% of AI budgets go to technology and only 7% go to people and workflow. Now, AI projects, even more than ERP, are changing people and workflow. But what's happening is CEOs are under massive pressure from their board to implement AI. What I get from CEOs all the time is my board is busting my chops to get AI implemented. And I ask the board, what do they mean by AI? And they're like, I don't know, just all of our competitors are doing it and everybody else is doing it, so we need to do it too. So they're asking for AI, but they don't even know what they're asking for. And I think it was something like 64% of CEOs have implemented AI projects just to keep their board happy and to tell their board that we've implemented some AI projects. Now, when I say implemented AI projects, everybody are throwing these projects into pilot projects, and they are getting stuck there. Because what's happening is they are under pressure to get AI implemented. They get a cool demo of a cool AI concept. They put it into a pilot project and then never goes live. And it sits in the pilot stage for months, if not now, going on years, because nobody really understands how to implement it, who's going to be accountable for it, who's going to be responsible for it. There's no business case for it, etc. And what's happening is employees are spending all their time setting up these pilot projects. Nothing's getting implemented. People that were busy before AI, they're more busy and they don't have anything to show for it. And everybody's scared, am I going to have my job? Am I not going to have my job, etc. And I had more stats on my little note sheet, but you get the idea. You don't need more me to just pile more stats on you, do you? But anyway, I have more stats. Because BCG, Boston Consulting Group and Columbia Business School in 2026 found that 76% of executives are enthusiastic about AI, but only 31% of employees are. So the people at the top are excited, but the people in the middle and the bottom aren't so excited. And executives believe everybody shares their excitement. Now, here's the thing. The share of employees who feel positive about AI rises from 15% to 55% when leaders demonstrate strong, viable support. So that's my question to you as a leader. Are you showing strong, visible support for AI? Are you talking about AI? Are you talking about how you played with AI? Are you talking about how you messed up with AI? Because the leadership behavior is the single largest lever to getting your people excited and on board. That is what you need to know. And so what we're going to do in the future episodes here is we're going to talk about a couple different things. We're going to talk about what you as a leader need to do to shift how you're showing up in the organization. And this is going to be about mindset. This is going to be about a couple specific behaviors. This is going to be about how you are going to need to adapt to be successful for your team, your organization, and your career. Because what people are saying about leadership and management, they say most managers are not going to get replaced by AI, but they will get replaced by somebody who understands AI. And so if you are struggling with understanding what AI is, and I'm not talking about being a technical person, I'm talking about understanding the capabilities, understand what you can do and what you can't do, understand what business processes can be outsourced to AI. And if you can't, for example, determine a business case and present an ROI to your higher ups, then you have some work to do. And we'll talk about that. And then from the organizational perspective, what organizations are doing that are successful with AI, what you need to do with your company's culture, with your company's structure, etc., all need to be addressed. Now, if you aren't already connected to me on social media, I got a bunch of social media. So find me on LinkedIn, just search Leadership Mindset 2.0 on Facebook, on LinkedIn, etc. I'm there. I'm going to be putting a lot of content out. In the meantime, what I want you to do is I want you to send me what your questions are with AI. because I talk to a lot of leaders out there, and I know what organizations are going through. And I want to know if you personally have any questions specifically about AI and what you need to be doing to get your team ready. And I want to hear about your experiences, the good and the bad. So look, I'm easy to find out there, R. Michael Anderson on LinkedIn. Drop me a direct message and we'll have a back and forth. And if you are in the middle of developing your strategy for AI or a go-to-market strategy or evaluating different tools, let me know that as well. I have some things that'll help you. I have a detailed white paper that I've developed that really runs through a lot of the details of some of the things that you're going to be learning here. And the last thing I'm going to leave you with, dear leader, is your challenge. So my challenge to you is the same thing that I asked this board. How bought in are you to AI right now? And then how much do you think AI is going to be the future of business? And if you think AI, if you, like me, like everybody else, know that AI is going to be massively important in the future, and you're halfway in, what is stopping you from going all the way in? What is your reluctance? What is your resistance to fully committing? And what does fully committing look like? Because once you're fully committed, then I can help you, and we're going to go on a great journey together.